Hello, welcome to Marriage Minutes. And today we are going to discuss competition in marriage at his pace. So, to me, competition is simply this: trying your best at something so that you can win at whatever you do. And I am a very competitive person. We've talked about that. We as a couple are very competitive. Our daughter is very competitive. We are very competitive in comedy, in any game. We have not.
We can't play
Shout out to
games
the
together.
Nicholsons. We have tried to play games like y'all. We bought Nerf guns stuff. We just don't do it well. But we want to talk about competition because we do feel like that there is a positive and negative side to competition in marriage. Can we talk about the positive things first?
Yes.
I think from a positive perspective, and I want you to add in on this, a
Okay.
positive perspective, it is healthy to have some competition in a relationship simply because it keeps you accountable to one another. For example, if you all set a goal financially and you all want to buy, I don't know, a couch, and both of you all contribute financially to that, and you all want to do that together, and so you put your quarters in and she puts her quarters in and you reach that goal. But because Mark is doing it, it makes me want to do that even more, and so we want to get there faster. That happened to us when we did Dave Ramsey. Mark understood the principles of Dave Ramsey and paying off debt much quicker than I did. But once I got on board and he was going, I was like, oh, let me catch up so that we can do this thing together. So I think that that's one way that competition can show up in your relationship and be a healthy thing when it comes down to accountability.
Yeah, and I think the key component is it motivates, one takes the lead role and it motivates the family or the household towards that particular goal. And so I think competition is definitely a healthy aspect in terms of achieving goals or getting things done.
I think also, even just in a practical way, when I see Mark doing stuff around the house, I feel like, oh, okay, I should do some things around the house. If he's keeping up or he's working really hard on the cars and things of that nature, I want the house to be nice for him, so that that's a way. Plus, my love language is acts of service, so I just feel like that's another way to do that. And so, competition in that way, friendly competition, is healthy. Let's talk about how it can be negative, though.
Uh, I think when it's negative is when you just don't know the impact that it may be causing on your spouse. And so, you're so driven to get ahead or to be to win that sometimes you fail to realize that you're actually losing because what you're doing is affecting your spouse.
Right. We've been around couples that even when they get in front of one another, they are both trying to fight to hold the show. They want to be the biggest comic, or they want to be the biggest person that holds the attention of the audience. And that just is like crabs in a barrel. We've heard that people of color, we're just like crabs in a barrel. We pulling each other down. That type of competition cannot benefit your relationship, because you ought to, again, want to be doing everything together. So we can have friendly competition just like Mark and I did with our running so many years ago. Well, I mean, but that was healthy competition, wasn't it? Until I beat you again, and so then it was a problem. Go ahead, finish, wrap up, I'm done.
I'm not going to say be well, be blessed, because I got to get my 2 words.
Go ahead, baby.
Competition.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's important to know where your strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to competition. And you have to allow yourself that if you find yourself in a situation where it's not your strength, you have to be okay with it. And you have to look at it as a learning opportunity that you have somebody who has that strength where your weakness is. And so you're not losing, you're actually gaining. And so it's beneficial to utilize the strength of your spouse so that you can be a better person and so that the relationship can be better. And you can see that play out in all aspects of the relationship. If it comes to finances or, raising the children or leading spiritually in terms of church or ministry or whatever the case may be, usually shows itself in some form or fashion within those different arenas. And so I think that's important, and then the running piece, I hold the record, so I'm not going to even say any more about that. But I will say that Rhonda has always been a runner. And so when it was time for me to run, I leaned on her to gather information so that I could better myself. And then when I really just decided to take off, I took off, and so, but my helpmate was there to help me when I definitely did need her. And so you have to lean on each other, and that's important.
I like that. I like that. And don't be afraid, like, because you think that that's your role, that means that you are supposed to be able to do that. Listen, practically, some men cook better than women, right? And it's okay if your husband is the master chef in your home. It's okay if the wife is better at finances. You all are a team. And so that competition at some point has to die and say, hey, who is the best at this? I'm going to put my best man. I'm going to put my I'm going to put I'm trying to say first string. I'm going to put in my first string player, my center, to do whatever it is. And I'm okay with standing in the back because I know that ultimately we are coming through this together and we're both going to win. The ultimate goal in competition, in healthy competition, is that we both win.
So with that, we win, be well, and be blessed. At his pace. Out.